Hi, it's Professor Jones. Let's take a little closer look at the ideal of the product of complex conjugates that was discussed in section 1.4. So we said that a product of conjugates, if A plus BI is a complex number, A minus BI is its conjugate. The product of conjugates always gives a real number. Well, to do this product, you are going to use the distributive property twice. So let's just make a note of that. And then let's actually show what that looks like. Sometimes when you learn this concept of this double use of the distributive property, sometimes you call it FOIL. You don't have to call it FOIL. But the reality is, it is a double use of the distributive property. So let's take a look at this. This is what we want to do now. So A has to be multiplied by A minus BI, and so does a positive BI. That also has to be multiplied by A minus BI. So there are your two uses of the distributive property. A times A gives A squared. A times negative BI gives negative ABI. BI times A gives positive ABI. We can multiply in any order. So when the standard format for multiplying variables, we know I is not a variable, but it looks like one here, is to put the letters in alphabetical order. BI times negative BI, positive times negative is negative B squared, I squared. All right, now here we want to recall that I squared equals to a negative 1. So that's the thing we have to remember here. So you have lots of things you learn, and one of the tough things about math is that once something is established, you have to remember it. So the other thing that shows up here is that negative ABI and positive ABI are opposites. So they're going to cancel, which means their sum is 0. So we're actually left with A squared minus B squared I squared, which equals A squared minus B squared times negative 1. Okay, so remember that I squared is negative 1. That's what we're using here. But negative B squared times negative 1 is positive B squared. And the thing we want to remember here is that A squared plus B squared is a real number. And that's the point that was discussed in the overview, PowerPoint overview of section 1.4. Hope this helps expound on and clarify that.